Welcome back to The Pulse. Now, on March 6, 2020, President Akufo-Addo symbolically laid a foundation stone for the construction of the National Cathedral to begin. There's a lot of national interest in this monumental project. It's been almost 2 years of fundraising and construction. Let's understand the status of the project now. We're joined in the studio by Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. He is a member of the Board of Trustees for the Cathedral. Reverend, I'm grateful for your time here.
It's a privilege being with you too.
First, let's understand how far are we with contributions to putting this edifice on its ground?
By the grace of God, I think it's going well. We started by what we call the sensitization and the mobilization of the people. And so we launched the fundraising. There's a difference between doing a fundraising and launching the fundraising.
Okay.
And so for the first year or two, we launched the fundraising in a couple of places, in the US, in Kumasi, in Accra, in a couple of places. We are now doing the actual fundraising because the transition between the time of sensitizing and the mobilization of the people and the actual fundraising, structures had to put in place to be able to let the fundraising be as effective as we want it.
So far, we've had enough to put something together?
Sure, we've had enough. Work has started aggressively on the site because we have timelines.
Okay.
If you look at from the day that this whole vision was spelled out by the president, the 6th of March 2024 will be 7 years. And so by the 7th year, we believe, by the grace of God, on the 6th of March 2024, the project will be completed.
So definitely, I'm seeing some visuals on the screen. Shows that work is already ongoing at the site. Would you be kind to explain to us exactly where we are with the project?
Thank you very much. If you go to the site right now, you might see about 300 or 400 or 500 workers.
Okay.
But in the next 2 to 3 weeks, as the schedules explain, we're going to be having over 1,200 to 1,500 Ghanaians working on the site. And all of us know that where the challenge is, it's not the building itself, but the structure, the foundation that will carry the building. And so they are working on the foundation, and very soon they will be done. So soon people will see the actual building coming up. And so they are working on the foundation, and in a couple of weeks we are going to see over 1,500 Ghanaians, because 96% or 97% of all the workers on site are Ghanaians. Some are professionals, some are artisans, and some are consultants, and all kinds of people.
Let's understand what this whole project entails. I mean, the whole building. Is it a 3-story building? I mean, how many rooms are we expecting, after this is completed?
This is a project that I can boldly say no country in our sub-region, no country in our continent, and no country in the world has ever been able to do. Some call it an ambitious project, but I believe that for where we are as Ghanaians, this cannot be categorized under unrealistic ambition. We are able and capable to do it. We have what we call the National Cathedral, and that was the original vision of the president, for us to build a National Cathedral where we can have state funerals, where we can have the swearing in of presidents, where we can have a place to bury our presidents when they die, where we can have other auditoriums and places to rent out to people. Right now, if multimedia is to organize even 5,000 people, it has to be on a park. There is no auditorium that is able to accommodate. The biggest we have is the International Conference Center, which can only take 1,400 people. And so this particular project has a lot of spaces, conference rooms, a lot of spaces, besides the fact that it's a national cathedral. And so at first, a lot of people thought that we were going to just build another church.
Okay.
Consider when His Excellency Flight Lieutenant Rawlings died. Look at where he was buried. Look at where he was laid in state, if it had rained. When Kofi Annan died, it was at the International Conference Center, which of course could not accommodate a lot of people. So this is going to serve a national interest, not just for Christians per se, but for the nation. And then on the other side too, we are building what we call the Bible Museum. A lot of people don't even understand that there is the business white man who came to colonize us. And there is also the philanthropic white man who came to empower us. If you look at all the good schools in the whole of Ghana, schools like Prempeh College, Opokuware, Wesley Girls, Holy Child, and St. Mary's, every single good school in first-class school was built by the church. And so these are what is going to be entailed. Things that we don't even know that when Jesus was being pursued by Herod, it was Africa that saved him. Joseph had to bring him to Egypt. And all of us know that civilization started in Africa. And so this is the concept of the whole museum. If you are to go to the American Bible Museum and you see, it should be an experience. It's an experience that atheists go to experience, Muslims go to experience, everybody goes to experience. It's something that is mind-blowing. And I remember the one who built the Washington National Museum, when he heard that we're doing something of this nature, he saw it's right to, in a way, come and help us. So he resigned from being the president of the Washington Bible Museum, which was and is still the biggest Bible museum, to be on the seat of our consultants and to help us do something better than what the Bible Museum did. And so I am proud to say that by the completion of this project, Ghana will have the biggest Bible Museum in terms of space and in terms of content. And so, and the third aspect of it is that we are building what we call the biblical gardens, whereby every fruit and vegetable you see in the Bible, every food you see in the Bible will be in the garden. And we are in consultation with the Jewish community, with the Jewish government, to be able to break a part of the Wailing Wall, which of course attracts a lot of people to Israel. And so, you know, we are trying, the president asked us to build a cathedral, but we saw that we could build what we call the religious tourism with this cathedral that he gave us. We also have a biblical restaurant, so that if you want to eat any kind of food that you've seen in the Bible or in Israel, there's a biblical restaurant right there.
Even the apple that
every single thing
to Adam.
That's interesting. If it still exists in Israel, then we are going to have it.
But after all this said and done, there's still many people, and I'm sure you've been following the controversy about whether we really need a cathedral when we have other pressing issues like schools under trees and what have you. Do we really need a cathedral? What do you say to people who have actually championed this cause?
It's quite unfortunate. You and I know, Aisha, that we've been very good neighbors, Muslims and Christians, and you know, for the past 30 years. Although we have had problems in Ghana, there is a problem with schools under trees, but the government is able to support Muslims go to the Hajj. You and I know that there are still people under schools, under trees learning, but we have money to sponsor Black Stars. I'm not undermining the Black Stars, but for so many years we've not had any trophy, but we're paying our captain, coach over $40,000 and all that, and nobody is talking about it. But then if you look at the contribution the church has made to the nation in terms of even employment, besides our infrastructural strength, and besides the fact that churches have the best schools and also have one of the best healthcare systems, we also contribute in terms of employment. If you look at the way the church employs people, just the Church of Pentecost, look at how many people they employ. Look at the Assemblies of God. Look at me alone. Look at the church, the people I employ under my organization. And so when you bring it all together with the Catholics and all that, that if we are not second to the government, we'll be third right after
but there's a school of thought that says that you don't really need such a big edifice for Christianity to go on. You don't need such an edifice for people to do the work of God.
You see, this is not an edifice which is going to propel Christianity.
Okay.
With or without this edifice, Christianity will still be strong.
It has been strong all these years.
We all have to understand that having the Bible even states that we are the temple of God. But then the cathedral itself represents the strength and the vibrancy of Christianity. Okay. But we have to know this, that a lot of people just talk about the cost and what the nation needs and all that. Nobody is talking about the 1,500 workers that shall be on that site until it is completed. Okay. And when it is completed, we are going to have more workers working there. And you can look at the trend of events after this is completed. It's going to change the tourism industry and the income that this particular venture will bring to us, because there is no nation in Ghana, in Africa or in the world that has a cathedral with a biblical garden, with a museum. There is no country like that. And so it's not like we are doing a try and error. It is we are so optimistic that this is a game changer for our tourism industry. And there will be people from all over the world, because every cathedral in the world attracts people. And as CNN reported, if we're able to build this cathedral, it will be one of the most iconic cathedrals in the world. So I think that Ghana needs this monument. Besides the fact that it is a sign of an appreciation to the goodness of God towards us. I was just listening to you about the COVID-19. Look at how I was in America a few weeks ago. Look at how the nation people are dying, and look at how God has saved us. Around us, every country around Ghana has encountered civil war. But some way, somehow, God has been merciful unto us. And so to even say we are building this to the glory of God, and to say thank you to God for protecting us from nothing at all, from COVID-19, when the West thought that the most affected continent to be Africa. Some way, somehow, God protected us, and we are still here. It is worth building. Well,
we wish you all the best in putting this together. But let me find out, how has the contribution been, especially the 100 cedis per an individual?
Oh, thank you, Aisha. I pray. Before we came on air, I remember one of your people telling you to contribute. I wish every Ghanaian could. We want to raise 1 million people that can give the cathedral 100 Ghana cedis a month. Okay. Some pay all, others pay every month. Some pay bi-monthly. Okay. And it's so obvious. Being a nation that believes in God, we all believe, Muslims believe it, Christians believe it, that when you give, you can receive. Yeah. That is why the whole chief imam even called us and gave us money to support the cathedral, because he knows the blessings in giving. And so I would like to take this opportunity to tell all my viewers that everything you do for yourself, Aisha, you do for yourself, anything I do for myself, ends on me, expires on me. But whatever we do for God and for humanity, go beyond us and speaks even after we are dead and gone. I know of rich people that we used to live with in Kumasi. They were extremely rich. Some built 20 houses, some built 30 houses for their kids. After their death, their children have sold everything they labored for. They've sold every single thing, and they are broke. But then when you support the work of God, and let's say you give God 100 Ghana cedis every single month, the interesting thing is that there is a system that the moment you enter the cathedral, there's something like a desk, it's a computer. The moment you type your name, Aisha, a whole tree will come. Okay. And Aisha will tell you where you are and how you are able to help support the cathedral. There is also the category of people that want to give us 100,000 Ghana cedis a year or more. That makes it 8,200 Ghana cedis a month or more. Okay. Those are the ones that we are going to put on the wall of fame of the cathedral, with their names written with gold. In the next 100, 200, 300 years, they will still be there. And there is also the third category of people that want to do 200, 500,000, 3,000. They will also have a silver wall whose names will be displayed, every single one. And that is why if you are paying via our short code star 979 hash star 979 hash. Your name should be included because we are collating every single name, and for everyone that gives to support, whether you gave 100,000 or 1,000,000 or 3,000,000. It's very interesting. The Indian community, which of course is a Buddhist community, came to donate to this cause.
Wow.
An Israeli head of this and is trying to mobilize a lot of Israelis to come and support us with 1,000,000 Ghana cedis a few weeks ago. And we have all manner of people all over the nation and all over the world trying to support us. And that is why I'm confident we are finishing it on the 6th of March 2024.
So come 6th of March 2024, there will be a national cathedral.
There will be a national cathedral. There will be the biggest biblical museum. And then there will be the only biblical gardens in the whole of Africa with a Wailing Wall in the midst of it.
I'm grateful for your time. Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng is a member of Board of Trustees for the National Cathedral.